We have had a crazy week across the amusement park industry. Everything from Frontier City not operating all week long, Carowinds might be adding a launch B&M wing coaster, and wait a minute, did Dollywood fix Lightning Rod? All of this and a whole lot more in this week's theme park news update. Let's dive in. So, as you most likely know, Dollywood replaced Lightning Rod's problematic launch with a high-speed chain lift. This was due to the fact that Lightning Rod was unable to operate consistently with the launch. And Dollywood has poured in so much money, time, and effort that they simply hadn't had enough with the launch, and decided to replace it with a much less problematic, at least we hope, chain lift. Now, at first a few people were a little upset because the launch was Lightning Rod's signature feature, but I think we'd rather have a more reliable and consistent Lightning Rod than not being able to ride Lightning Rod at all. And early reports of the coaster reliability have been pretty darn positive. In fact, according to QTimes.org, on Dollywood's opening day, Lightning Rod was operating 94% of the time, which is a major improvement. And at the moment, it appears that Lightning Rod may be fixed. But we still have to wait and see if the coaster continues to operate throughout the summer months, because Dollywood has been able to make Lightning Rod operate for like the first few couple weeks of the season, but then something bad always happens, and then it struggles the rest of the year. So we really have to see if Dollywood can consistently keep Lightning Rod open, and if they are able to do this, you could say that Dollywood did fix Lightning Rod. But at the moment, we still don't know if this will actually happen. So make sure you subscribe down below so you do not miss a follow-up in a future theme park news update, once we learn how Lightning Rod is actually doing. So stay tuned for that. But yeah, for the moment, I guess we'll just have to wait and see, but keep your fingers crossed. On an interesting note, Carowinds submitted plans for something called Project Sparrow, and it could potentially be a B&M wing coaster, which would probably fit into Carowinds' coaster lineup pretty well. But that could potentially mean we have to wait longer for RMC Hurler. But we have to keep in mind that Carowinds has confirmed absolutely nothing, so the RMC Hurler is still very much on the table. We have very little details because we basically only know the name of the project, and that it's going to Carowinds. And the proposal clearly states, quote, proposed renovations to a portion of the existing Carowinds amusement park. So that means they're probably not building outside of their existing park footprint. So I would rule out like a hotel. Now there could be something like a new gift shop, or maybe like a slight retheme to an area, or maybe even a coaster, but I also highly doubt that. There is a chance that they're also going to do something to their concert area, but again, that's highly unlikely. And then you're left with a potential new coaster or a flat ride. I would say that a new coaster or a flat ride, maybe a gift shop as a wild card, is probably your best bet. But we still have very little information on this project, and it could turn out to be like a new drink stand or something. So I don't want to get your hopes up too much, but I still think we should keep an eye on what Carowinds is up to, just in case. Because Project Sparrow might be RMC Hurler. Heading up north to Darien Lake, they are adding more Titan track to Predator. Now they've been doing this for the past couple off seasons in an effort to make the coaster smoother. And from what I've heard, it does seem to be making a difference. But at this point, I feel like with the amount of Titan tracks being like added year over year, I honestly feel like Darien Lake should just make the entire thing Titan track and give it new trains. It would breathe new life into this coaster and instantly make it like twice as popular with the public. Now I'm sure some people will not like this, but I feel like that sounds pretty good to me. But I've never ridden this coaster to know for sure. But at the rate that Darien Lake's going, I would expect this thing to be pretty much entirely Titan track by what, 2026, 2027 maybe? But there's still a chance they just focus on small parts and keeping the ride how it is. But as always, I guess we'll have to wait and see. Heading out west to Frontier City, now I know a lot of you are not going to like the sound of this, but Frontier City will be closed on Tuesday and Wednesday throughout the summer, meaning they are no longer open 7 days a week during the busy summer season. Now this is bad. Now yes, I get that Frontier City is wanting to keep costs low, but theme parks are open 7 days a week through the summer season. Like seriously, just about every theme park does that. And this park's even in a chain, it's not like a family-run independent park. Now I can only speculate, but I wonder if just the Tuesday, Wednesday, and the summer, I wonder if they're operating on a loss on those days. If they are, it would make sense to cut them from operation. I mean, why keep the park open when you're losing money? That's just business. But if they are really operating on a loss on like Tuesday and Wednesday during the busy summer months, then I would be a little concerned about the future of Frontier City. Now, in a previous video, I did say that this park is likely to be sold off because of the Six Flags and Cedar Fair merger, and if they're cutting days from operation, I would definitely expect this park to get sold in the very near future. On a more positive note, Six Flags America is reopening Mind Eraser. Wait a minute, they're giving it new trains? This is great. What park is this again? But in all seriousness, Mind Eraser will be reopening at Six Flags America as part of their Steamtown retheme for 2024. And the new trains should make this coaster at least tolerable. And I'm pretty impressed with Six Flags America, and I think it was a super smart move to get those new trains and tie it in with a whole new theme. Now, they better change the name from Mind Eraser, because if we're being honest, it's a horrible name. Like, who wants to get their mind erased? I sure don't. But yeah, good job Six Flags America. This was a really smart move. For our last and potentially most interesting story of the week, Groland has announced that they are going to be expanding with a whole new area, themed to the 1897 World Fair. Now, this is definitely an interesting theme, but if they do this right, it could be super impressive and an awesome themed land. I would expect they're probably going to do like different cultures, foods and stuff, and you know, some like replicas of stuff that was actually featured at the 1897 World's Fair. I would also hope for some new flat rides and maybe another roller coaster. But that's probably a bit of a stretch because Monster just opened not too long ago. Now I really can't wait to see what Groland actually ends up doing with this themed land, because as I said, it could turn out to be awesome and look really cool. And with the way Monster like weaves around the park, intertwining with literally everything, if they do decide to build a new roller coaster, it would look really, really, really cool. And I'm sure the ride experience would be pretty unique, just like Monster. So, good job Groland, and I really can't wait to see what you guys have up your sleeves and what you end up doing next. That's a wrap on this week's theme park news update. Drop a like down below and subscribe because it is a great way to say thank you for all the hard work I put into making this content. And you don't want to miss out on any of my future videos coming your way. And as always, thank you guys for watching, and I will see you all in the next one.